All right, I'm in downtown LA. I just got done with eBay Open and I'm gonna stop at a couple thrift stores and take you along. I'm outside of a Goodwill. You see downtown right back there. We're gonna see if we can find a few things. And at the end of the video, I'll share a little footage from eBay Open in case you're curious as to what it was like this year. So let's go. So one of the first things I went to, or the sections I went to, is the sweater section, just because it's fall, soon to be winter. And I stumbled across this really nice quality sweater, but there was no label. So I went to the material tag, and sure enough, it's Vince. Vince is hit or miss on the comps for the resale market, but it is a pretty expensive brand. This had some good material content. I really liked the stripe down the side, and if it were in better condition, I probably would have gotten it, but I decided to pass. This is a cloth and stone. It's funny because I just sold a cloth and stone this weekend. It does sell for me. It usually just takes a while, and usually most cloth and stone sells for 20 to 25. This wasn't on sale. I just didn't think it was worth picking up, but I do occasionally pick up that brand. You know that feeling when you see a brand, a designer, and you're like, yes, and then all of a sudden you see a Target logo right under it. This is a Rachel Comey sweater, but it's the Target collaboration. I didn't look up comps. Some of those can sell. I just decided to leave it behind. Here is an Anthropologie sweater. It's the Saturday Sunday line. It just had some pilling. It wasn't too exciting. It wasn't on sale, so I decided to leave that. I was really surprised the store had such bare shelves, so maybe they're removing some stuff around. I don't know, but I didn't spend much time here. I did spot these Todds. Well, Todds is an expensive brand, and I've sold it a few times. I just didn't, they were marked up. They weren't on sale. Even with a coupon, I didn't feel like it. And sometimes that's all it takes. These little plastic shoes. So I have sold these Melissa shoes. Melissa, they're kind of a jelly material, I believe, and she does a lot of collabs with other designers. I've sold it a couple times. I did look these up, and it looks like the comps were only around 20, so I decided to pass. Entertainment outside of the bins. I'm watching some guy with a cart talk to one of the employees. I can't tell if they're fighting or if they're like friends, you know? Anyways, I'm at the bins. First store was a bust. I had a meter going, so I was like, if I can't find much in the first meter, I'm not gonna redo it. So I came to the bins. Let's see, I have a bag, if I can fill this up. If not, I'll go to another store. So the LA bins are pretty challenging to film in. I did get a little bit of footage just to show you some stuff I was leaving behind. Here's some Current Elliott jeans. Of course, I love the color, and I have sold Current Elliott quite a bit. It just doesn't sell quickly or for much, so I don't know, I just left them. If they were a larger size, I probably would have taken them. This is a Soma tank, and it's nothing exciting. Soma is part of the Chico's brand. I just decided to pass. This is a Madewell jacket, but you can see some significant staining. While this could be washed and maybe stain treated, I just didn't want the project, so I left that. These are New Tags pair of Wranglers. I don't know. I mean, some Wranglers sell. I'm sure these would eventually sell. I just didn't feel like looking up comps. So, I mean, if I were finding quite a few things, I probably would have started putting things in my bag, but I was really trying to find a few good things before starting to like do the serious shopping, if that makes sense. So I decided to keep moving around to some different bins. I knew I wasn't going to be here for very, very long, but this is the larger location. A lot of people ask what bins locations I like the most. I don't. All of them, I have good days and bad days. This specific location is Fletcher Square. It's in Atwater Village. I always call it the Glendale bins because it's close to Glendale. And it's one of our larger ones. But yeah, I mean, it's a convenient location for me. So I do stop in here pretty regularly, but I just wasn't having a good day. So I didn't stay for very long. All right. Bins was a bust. That's okay. I'm gonna go to another store I haven't gone to in a long time. I found some good stuff there. It's not too far from here, so let's go check out one more store. It's traffic right now, so I have nothing else to do. Hopefully I can find a few things, but I did find stuff at the store before eBay opened, and I'll show you the haul after all of this is done. So I did get some stuff today, but I would like to get a little bit more, you know? Let's go check it out. So there are certain brands that I'm excited to see on days where I'm just not finding much. Free People, this is kind of cute blazer. It's kind of this velvet material, kind of the right season, but they did have this marked up a little bit. It wasn't on sale. While I will pick up Free People occasionally, I usually try not to pay up for it unless it's a really, really unique piece. So I left that. Here's a pair of Madewell jeans. Madewell, in general, the jeans don't sell that well for me. If these were on sale, maybe, but the polka dot would be a deterrent for some people. So those are probably something I'd pick up at the bins, not at this store. Here's an Alambika. It's kind of a lightweight jacket, button front jacket. This is a brand that I do pretty well with. I've only sold it a few times, but it usually gets a decent amount of money, but it doesn't sell quickly. I personally just really like the style. With my coupon, I thought if I could list it for around 60, maybe get 45, I thought it was worth it. This is a brand I've never seen, and I did look it up. Looks like it's nothing too spectacular. It was silk. I liked the print. It did have a small flaw, so just the combination, I decided to leave that behind. And I'm dropping things. There's nothing new with this. This is ALC. ALC is hit or miss, but I thought this was a pretty cute dress. And again, I'm having a rough thrift day, and sometimes I just have to do my best and pick up the best stuff I can find. This wasn't marked up. I thought I'll hold on to it until next spring or summer. That's fine. It's a listing. This is a brand I've never seen, but I thought the style was pretty cute. Unfortunately, there was some staining, and also I looked up the brand. Yeah, there's that staining. Actually, did I look up this brand? Maybe I just spotted the staining and just passed. So I did find a couple handbags, and I was contemplating them only because I don't find a lot of handbags. I have sold this Made in Italy brand before, but the comps are pretty mixed. It didn't sell quickly for me before. They also had this marked up a little bit, so I thought it was too risky. I decided to leave it. This one was really tempting to grab just because I love this brand as far as wallets and purses. It's Hobo, and this is just a great black bag, just a standard black bag. Unfortunately, it's not something I need, and the bags don't do as well as some of the wallets. So I just decided to pass. Looking back, I just don't use that size bag anymore. If I were still working at an office job, I would, but I decided to leave that. Definitely perfect for the season, fall and winter coming up. Madewell size 10 slippers. I just thought they looked a little too worn, and they were regular price at $10. Even with the coupon, I just decided to leave those behind. And here's a Madewell jacket. I do like these just classic army green or, just utility jackets, but you can see this is marked at $20. It is on sale for 50% off. But I don't know. I decided to leave it. So, with something like this, I might get 30, 35. Yeah, it just wasn't worth it. This is a Brochu Walker sweater. And Brochu Walker is a pretty expensive brand. And this wasn't marked terribly, but it had some significant pilling. And I didn't want to do any de-pilling. So I'm just trying to show that. I just decided it was better to leave behind. Here's a little bread and butter, soft surroundings for me. I just thought this pop of kind of a raspberry pink was pretty cute, and it wasn't terribly priced. With my 20% off coupon, it'll bring it down to around $6. And yeah, I thought it was kind of a cute little fall item. Here's a couple pairs of Madewell jeans. This one was marked up. It was on sale, if you can see right there. I keep trying to show the sale just to remind myself, to be honest. These jeans, a little smaller. They have the button fly, which is definitely cute, but it's just kind of I think it's their 9-inch skinny. So a style that's been out forever, a pretty tiny size. At the end of the day, I just decided to pass. Here's another pair of Madewell. These I actually think I grabbed and I'm keeping for myself, if I'm not mistaken. These are the classic straight jean, and yeah, they're just a little bit of distressing, pretty casual pair of jeans. Raw hem. I'm probably gonna wear them a few times and then I'll sell them. All right, so I left that store thinking I had beat traffic, but yet I'm sitting in traffic. So I got a few things at that store, and then I got quite a few things at the first store today. So I'm gonna head home, I'm gonna get everything listed, and I will meet you back to show you everything I got today that I didn't already show in the video. And considering I spent half the day at eBay open, I don't think it was too bad for a thrifting day. Definitely not a good bins day, but I also didn't stay for very long. So let's get home and get things listed. All right, it's been a few weeks. I totally forgot about this thrift with me, but I do have my bag here of stuff that I sourced that day. Most of this was before I started filming, and I do have a few solds, and I just looked at my phone to write down the notes, and I'll insert a photo of each item that's already sold. So I don't have my totals of what I spent between the couple stores, but I had 4 items sell in the last few weeks from this day. And so the first one I'm going to pop up is a vintage jacket. The label said April Cornell. I've seen this label before. Not often, but often for me for vintage, I've seen it, and I've never tried to sell it. This was a size large. It was green, so obviously I'm drawn to it, and I just really like the style for the season. So I decided to give it a shot. I aimed high. I listed this at $59, and it actually sold in a couple weeks for full price on Poshmark, which I was really surprised considering my Poshmark sales have been terrible this month. So I was really, really happy about that. All of these items were either, the average cost of goods this day was probably right around that $6 mark. I didn't run the numbers, but there were some regular priced items. There was a honey hole spot that's a little bit cheaper than some of the Goodwills. I don't share my honey holes. I think that's obvious. And I did have a couple things on sale at Goodwill as well. So that jacket was a great find and a surprisingly quick flip. The second item that already sold was a Johnny Was top. This was a button front shirt, and Johnny Was has a few different lines. So this one actually doesn't say JW or Johnny Was on it, but it does say 3J Workshop. Is that what it is? 3J Workshop? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'll write it down here just to clarify. But that brand, I don't think I've ever seen, I've seen different labels, but I don't ever think I've seen a label where it says Johnny Was anywhere on it. So you just kind of have to know it. But it is a line by Johnny Was. This unfortunately had a couple small spots on it because it was printed. I didn't notice when I purchased it. So I did list it, I think around 35. If it were in better condition, I probably would have listed it around 50 or 60. But I decided to just price it a little lower. I got an offer very quickly for $25 and I just accepted. And the jacket that I already said was a size large. This top was a size medium. And this Johnny Was sold on eBay. Next one that sold was a Peruvian Connection sweater. This was a navy blue sweater. It wasn't a alpaca material. It was just a cotton material. Peruvian Connection can do really well with certain items, but there are some things that will sell for higher price points depending on the material content. And the Peruvian Connection items typically, if they're cotton, don't sell as high of $1 for me, but they typically sell. So this one sold for $40 in about a week, and it sold on eBay, and it was a size small, but a little bit oversized. And then the fourth one that sold from this day was a new brand to me. I don't think it's designer. I think it did say made in Italy. The comps were mixed. I decided to give it a shot because it was on sale. And the brand was Rivamonti. I'm pretty sure it said made in Italy on the tag. That's why I looked it up. And it was a cute style. But this one surprised me. It sold very quickly, like in less than a week for $31.20. I had sent out bulk offers on eBay. It was a size small. It looked adorable on the mannequin. I think this one had a faint spot on it somewhere as well, which I just noted, but it was pretty tiny. And yeah, I always love trying new brands. So this is the stuff. I think a few of these I showed in the video, so I'm going to quickly go through these if I think they were in that, but I haven't edited, so we'll run with it. This is a Soft Surroundings, just one of my favorite bread and butter brands. I don't pick it up all the time, but I do pick it up pretty often. Depending on the price point. This is only a size medium, so it's not a larger size, but I did think the style was kind of cute for kind of just a basic pink top. It has a little bit, like it has a sleeve, but it has a little bit of a top on it. Oh man, this is going to be a terrible descriptive video. Basically, it's just a V-neck kind of tee, but there's 2 layers to it, and it's got a little bit of an asymmetrical cut on one side. So I just thought this was a nice fall piece, little pop of color. And, with that brand, it can vary, but most of the time, most items from that brand sell anywhere from 20 to 35 for most items, unless it's really spectacular. So that one I'll probably get somewhere between 20 and 25. This is a Lululemon hoodie, and I was able to find the style name of this. I can't remember. All of the stuff was listed a few weeks ago. I'll write it on the screen what the style was, but this is not the scuba hoodie. I could tell that much, but it is a full zip, hooded. It's a little bit of a shorter style, kind of a boxier fit. And did this have the pull tag? No, this does not have the pull tag. So I found the size dot in a pocket, and yeah, this isn't like some super desirable Lululemon item, but it seems to be in pretty good shape. So I picked it up. I'll probably get somewhere around 30 for this is my guess. Everything is listed. Usually I'm expecting about 20 to 30% off my asking price, unless it sits for over a year, in which case I start a markdown system. All right, this is Maeve, which is Anthropologie. And if it's a newer Maeve item, it typically will say Maeve by Anthropologie. This one I picked up because it's a size large, not the right season, but what a fun little pop of color. And you can layer something like this. So I love the transitional pieces that can go from spring to summer to fall. And you could even wear this under a black blazer and or any color blazer and have a pop of yellow during the winter. So yeah, size-wise, and the fact that it's a relatively newer Maeve item. It's not brand new, but you know what I mean. I decided to grab it. And tank tops usually at thrift stores aren't very expensive. So with that, I'll probably get around 20 because it's a size large. All right, this is a Zara skirt. And I was gonna leave it behind because Zara doesn't get much for me, but this was not marked up very high. I think it was only marked at like $4.50 or something like that. And it's a kind of a nice fall color. So I thought with some leggings, it's kind of a faux suede material. So it's very nice and soft. I think this is kind of a classic style. You can really style this many different ways, but I love this color. And it is a size medium, so it's not, it's not gonna get much. I'm hoping for maybe 20 for this, but I still think it's cute. And another transitional piece. All right, there was one brand in here. I kind of want to get to it because I was so excited. I remember hearing someone talk about this brand a long time ago, and then I had never seen it. And then, was this the first one? Anyways, I found it twice in the last couple weeks, or the last few weeks. And this one was the one I picked up. I can't remember why I didn't pick up the other one. Oh, that's what it was. The other one that I didn't pick up was a collab. And so it didn't look like the comps were as high, but might be a little hard to read. It's called Love Shack Fancy. I thought the style of this top was really pretty cute. It's a little crop with a tie, and it's got some dolman sleeves. I think this is super cute. It's got a little bit of a vintage look to it. But I remembered someone talking about this and I had never looked it up. So I was pleasantly surprised. I priced this at like $75 or something crazy like that because the comps for a lot of similar tops to this are $50 to $100. Like it's just mind-boggling. So anyways, we'll see. I don't know if there's any likes or interest on this so far. It's not the right season going into fall. I mean, it's very spring, summer colors, but we'll give it a shot. I think it's pretty cute. All right, here is another bread and butter brand that I love, J. Jill. Just because I love selling something does not mean I think everyone should go out and pick it up. I think pricing matters, size matters, style does matter, and also experience selling a brand. You know, I have people who do watch this channel who might like certain brands and might want to buy them. This is also a brand I occasionally wear, so I think it depends, but bread and butter for me means I've sold it pretty often. I'm not expecting it to sell for too much or relatively quickly, but it does consistently sell for me, usually somewhere in that 15 to 30 range. Yeah, so this J. Jill is a size purple, size large, and I really love this shade of purple. It's just a little pop over blouse. Another great piece, I think, that can be fall, spring, summer. You could put a jacket over this and it can still be a winter item. I love the texture with this. So yeah, I try not to pick up the super, super basics with J. Jill, but I still do occasionally at the bins and stuff. So that one, hopefully I'll get 25, maybe up to 30, but we'll see. All right, this one, honestly, I know I took pictures of this because this was in my taken picture pile. I don't know if I forgot to list this because I feel like I think I listed it. Sometimes I just am all over the place. And I think I was looking up comps to try and find this exact same style. It doesn't matter. Beta brand, size small. You can see the label or the brand name is kind of coming off a little bit, but you can still read it. This, I did list it. I did find this exact style. It's kind of a good travel shirt. Apparently, just because it's got the pockets, it's kind of an easy fabric. I think I found the exact name. The comps were fairly mixed. Beta brand is fairly mixed these days. Sometimes it used to sell very quickly for me. These days it sits longer and doesn't sell for as much, but I still like finding it because there's still a fairly loyal fan base. This is a size small, so it's, not a larger size, but I think it's a great basic. And this is a great replacement item if they already own it. They might want a second one, especially because I don't think they make these anymore. So I can't remember the comps on that, but I want to say it was around 30 that I'm expecting. It's been a busy few weeks. And so I haven't put as many YouTube videos out as I normally do. So I just feel like I'm a little behind on my hauls, but I hope you will forgive me for the chaos. All right, this is Rip and Dip. This has some light pilling, but I just couldn't leave behind. It wasn't marked very high, and I just absolutely love this print. This is a men's sweater, and there was some rapper that wore this exact print. I can't remember. It wasn't a rapper I knew. But yeah, the print and just the fact that it's a pullover, it's kind of a nice lightweight sweater, so it's kind of a good fall spring item. I decided to grab it, and I think it's pretty fun. A girl could definitely wear this because I don't wear too many prints, but if I were more fun and eccentric, I would maybe wear that. Anyways, I think the comps for that in better condition were around the 35, 40 mark with some light pilling. I'm really only expecting probably 25, somewhere around there. This is Gypsy 05, Gypsy 05. The 05 is pretty tiny down here, but that's the brand. This brand is hit or miss for me, but I do occasionally pick it up. This was on sale, and I thought it was a pretty cute little tie-dye. It's not sheer, it's like a semi-sheer, just lightweight. You could wear it over a cami. And I like these oversized tops. They're just easy to throw on. And I feel like tie-dye just never really goes out of style with a lot of people or with some people. So this is a size medium. I'm probably expecting about 20 to 25 for that. This is another J. Jill. I probably should have left this behind in the grand scheme of things just because it's a fairly basic item, but it is the right season and I'm not mad about that. So it's pure Jill, size small. Cardigans, I do personally like cardigans because the sizing sometimes, like this fits great on me even though it's a size small. So yeah, and I also love kind of this classic space dye look to the knit. But again, it's just a great layering piece for fall, winter, spring, and I'll probably only get about $20 for this, but I'm okay with that. This is a pair of Madewell jeans. I think I actually picked up one or two other pairs of Madewell. I think it was one other pair that was my size, and I decided to keep them. At least keep them for a few wears, and then I might flip them later on. But yeah, get a few wears out of it. That makes it even better. This is Madewell, the classic straight jean. Obviously, straight and wide leg and flare is a little bit more on trend right now, but plenty of people are still wearing skinnies. I think the straights are just kind of a great in between. So maybe someone doesn't want to do a wide leg or a flare, but maybe they're a little more comfortable trying a straight leg, and I think this is a good option. Also, I just found a little piece of a barb on these. So when I did look up comps, Madewell jeans are, unless it's like one of their most recent styles, they typically don't do very well for me as far as high dollar, but they do sell for me. So that one I'm expecting probably 30, maybe up to 35, but probably right around that 30 mark. Here's another Anthropologie item. This one was actually new with tags, but it was the same rack as the yellow size large Anthropologie. So I'm sure it's the same person. This does have the Anthropologie tag, but this is the brand Erie and Alley. I think that's how you say it. It retailed for $68. Again, not the right season. I understand. This one I think is a little harder to layer for all seasons because it is kind of very summery with the ties and stuff like that. But I think it's pretty adorable. So I'll probably only get 25, maybe 30 if I'm lucky for this. I think I aimed a little high because it was new with tags, but I'm not expecting it to sell quickly. I do think it's cute and it's good size. This one I think was in one of the clips, and it's Alambika. Alambika does not sell quickly for me, but it usually does sell for a decent amount. So I just plan on Alambika sitting for me. Now, I'm sure if I priced a little lower, maybe it would move a little quicker, but I tend to aim high with this brand, and I'm not sure why. But I think this is absolutely adorable. I think the right person who just wants a little pop of fun with the pockets, the green, it's kind of a mixed material. So this material is different than this subtle texture on the rest of it. This is just a great fall piece, in my opinion. Their sizing is vanity sizing. So I think size 2 is a small or a medium. And they go up. They have a fairly decent size range. Like, what is that word? So yeah, again, this brand, I have sold it a few times. Not a quick seller. Usually decent money though. All right, this one, I mean, why not pick up a little kid's mini Bowden dress that looks absolutely adorable for fall and winter? Like, I just think if you're going to take some Christmas photos, not you, but if a child, what child is this? 10-year-old child, 9 to 10-year-old child would look absolutely adorable in this. Yeah, how can you go wrong? So the comps aren't crazy high with mini Bowden, but some people do like it. It's not the cheapest brand out there. And I think the style and the season is perfect. So with that, I feel like I have to, is there a line on my phone? Did I break something? There's some weird line on my phone. Hopefully I didn't break my phone at all. We'll deal with that later. With the mini Bowden, I think the comps were 20 to 25, if I recall correctly. This one I also think was in some of the footage. This is ALC. Some ALC, it's an expensive brand, but it doesn't do that well for me. So this is not the right season. It's kind of a nice spring summer dress, but I kind of like the watercolor look, pastel. It does have some pockets. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cute. I will probably only get 30 to 35 for this. ALC is an expensive brand. Better pieces will probably go for a little bit more. I did get a vintage piece. Another vintage piece, because the April Cornell, it was also vintage. But I decided to take a chance on this. This is Allen Austin, size small, made in Italy. It's 50% Angora, 30% wool, 20% nylon. This is not my style, but this is someone's style, and I think it's pretty adorable and super soft for winter. So I don't know. I think with a pair of high-waisted jeans, I think this is pretty cute. You know how I envision being able to pull something like this off? One of my favorite Instagram accounts is Neutral Nirvana. I will write it on the screen because I'm fairly confident, 95% confident that's exactly what the username is. But she has a really great vintage store, and she styles things and models them, and she's a Californian. So I've chatted with her a couple times, but I've never met her. And I just love her style. It's just effortless, and it's pulled together and casual and still looks comfortable. And anyways, I think she or someone with that similar style could rock something like this. I think the embellishments are kind of fun, and I'm not really an embellishment type of person. Like on the back, there's this little dangly-do at the top of the neck. Some of the comps for these were pretty decent, so I think I aimed a little high. If I could get $30 for this, I'd be happy. I just hit something. That's fine. All right, this one's for Amber Resells. I had never heard of Teddy Fresh. I still actually, this is the first time I've ever found it. I don't know anything about the brand other than I know Amber does own at least one Teddy Fresh sweatshirt. And she wore it in a few of her videos. She had like a little series going on. This is not the same sweatshirt as hers, but it is Teddy Fresh. And comps are pretty mixed. I didn't know what to expect when I looked up comps because I never asked her if there was any value to it or anything, but I'm sure there's a following. I think this is pretty cute. The little bear. It's an extra small, so it's fairly tiny, but I couldn't leave him behind. He wasn't too expensive, and I'm pretty sure the comps were around 25 to 30 for this style. Some of the styles do better than that, and some of them don't. Yeah, I think it's a pretty mixed brand, but all right, a few more items. This is And Other Stories, which is a line in the H&M family. I repeat a lot of this, but there's always new people watching these, and it doesn't mean it's a cheap brand. H&M has a few different brands under their parent company, and some of them are a little bit more expensive and a little bit better made or well made. And so yeah, I just thought this polka dot print was kind of fun. So why not? It is a size 6 US, and I'll probably get 20 to 30 for that. So probably right around that 25 mark. I've sold this brand before, and it didn't sell quickly for me, but it sold for a decent amount. It's not some high-end designer. I don't find it all that often. I wouldn't say I would pick it up all the time, but this was on sale. It's also just kind of a cute little sweater dress with pockets, like a mini dress, shift dress, and then the little embellishments. I don't know. I just thought this was kind of a cute little fall item. So this is twin set Simona Barbaria. I could be mispronouncing that, and we'll all survive. And I want to say this was a smaller and extra small. But yeah, I just thought for the season, it's a size small. I just thought for the season, it's pretty cute. You know, still casual. You could wear this with sneakers. You could put it on with a little bit, you know, dress it up or down. But with that one, I think the comps were 30-ish, maybe 35. These were kind of tempting to keep, but I just don't. I wear a lot of leggings at home during the winter. I don't really wear a lot of pajama pants or sweatpants like this. This is a decent brand. Obviously, if it's the cashmere by this brand, it does a little bit better. It's Pure Collection, and they do a lot of cashmere pieces. This has some cashmere in it, but it's mostly cotton. So this is 85% cotton, 15% cashmere. And it's a size large. Really great neutral. Like, this just gives me Jenny Kane vibes. Very money vibes with being like a minimalist, super comfortable item. Not to say this is as expensive as Jenny Kane by any means, but that's just the vibe it gives me. With that one, I'm probably expecting hopefully right around that 30 mark because it's the right season, maybe down to 25 if it sits for a while. All right, I've sold this exact sweater before. It's not going to get very much money, but I always like to bring this up. There is a Target brand, which is Who What Wear is Target. We Wore What is not Target. This is actually sold at some boutiques and department stores, and this is a little bit more expensive than obviously the Target. Both are totally fine brands. I wear Target brands. Not a big this t-shirt is Target. I have nothing against Target, but I typically don't buy Who What Wear. I think that's what it is. By Target to resell. It just, for me, it doesn't. It's yeah. But this I've sold a few times, and this is a little bit more expensive. This specific little cropped sweater probably only get about 20, but some of their pieces can do fairly well. All right, this is a pair of Madewell jeans. This is the Cali Demi boot, and these just sold this morning. So this is on my list to pull. So these sold for $32, I think. I didn't price them too high because I was going off of other listed in the same size. These are the Cali Demi boot, size 29, Madewell. And they're just a black cropped raw hem boot cut pair of jeans. So yeah, $32. I'm sure I probably paid right around $6 for these at my little honey hole. So I don't think that's a bad flip, especially in a couple weeks. All right, last item. This is CP Shades. I think it's CP Shades. Yeah. And this is one of their older tags. I love CP Shades. Not all of it is created equal, but I thought this color was a really nice fall color. And I do like the little buttons, just a little bit of a tortoiseshell on there. It's wrinkled because it's been in the bottom of a bag for a few weeks, but it's got a little bit of texture if you can see it. Just a really nice fall piece. And this is a size large, which is even better. So that is it. With this one, did I say? Yeah, I think I said the comps for this one. I'll probably get somewhere between 30, 35. But that's it. I thought it was a really fun day. I will insert a little bit of footage from eBay Open in case you want to see what that was like this year. This year they had 3 short live events in 3 different cities. So LA, Austin, and New York. And it was only a couple hours or a few hours, but it was nice to meet a few people. And I did go to eBay Open in Vegas for a few days before COVID. And this was the first live eBay event I've gone to since. And hopefully they have it again next year because it's always fun. So on that note, be sure to hit the thumbs up and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye guys.
Moving forward, so another one that please do let us know. Cool. Awesome. Thank you. Well, I think we have the keynote about to kick off in